I just don't. I mean, Carolina's been here before under Beamer, and some people didn't think Dowell Loggins was all that good. I'd have had no problem if he'd have returned as the OC this year. In fact, I think it would be a much different story had he been. There was nothing. There were no play. Anybody that says that in 2023 some genius play calling was going to save that offense, they don't know. I mean, there's no football explanation for that. I do think it took him a while to kind of jive with Lenora Sellers last season. I do think he got too conservative at times. But I do think as far as a college play caller goes, he was fine. There was really nothing to fix besides play better, call better plays, execute, the last 2 years, right? But we saw this with Satterfield finally, when it was like, all right, we're going to do this instead of that. And guess what happened? So I don't, here's my thing about Beamer and the play calling. We all believe a change should be made. I think the chances are slim and none, and Slim just walked out. That he says anything about that today, like that'll tip it off, because again, state secrets, right? If Shane Beamer is going to change play callers, do you think he's going to tell everybody? No,
right? No,
of course not. He's not going to tell anybody.
Why would you?
Nobody's going to know that. And Alabama's not going to know that. They don't want Kane Womack to know that. So, and coaches, to their credit, I mean, they're not really focused on what we're all focused on out here. Like, this was a bad idea overall. Everybody wants results, but what coaches are doing is they're sitting there. Well, what can we do now to be competitive now?
Yeah.
And while I believe that it's very valid to say that sometimes the leash is a little too long around here under Beamer, eventually he does make changes. Right. Whether we agree with the timing or not, it's not like he's just, he didn't sit there and get beat 70-3 by Tennessee that night. He didn't sit there and, he's done it. He'll do it in season. I thought the Mike Fury Limestone thing was very interesting. If somebody that follows Limestone, and we have some people that were Limestone fans, let me know if he called the plays, because I can't find that in print. And I think I've heard that, but I can't find that in print. He's kind of an aggressive, fun guy. You think his personality would and his teams move the ball. So,
I don't know. Just so long as it looks like a college offense, that's all I care. I mean, it's just, we have one game.
Matt mentions Pat with one of the goal line runs. Mo was in as a fullback, and Fuller didn't follow him as the lead blocker. Mo blocked off tackle, and Fuller ran inside and got stuffed. I don't know. I don't have the answer there. That's either Mo screwed up or Matt screwed up.
Yeah, I don't know. The way Mo dodged around the end, it looked like that was what was designed for him to do, because he is not one to. I mean, he's not a guy that we have a history of missing blocks.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Rooster says, by the way, Rooster, I saw your podcast. Got some good numbers this week. That's good. I'm sure there was a lot of interesting discussion. I had to check it. Lance says good coffee this morning, but also says Tuesdays are not as terrible if you just drink. I wish I could do that. I wish I could go to the bar, happy hour every single day, come home, get up what I got to do. I get up too early to do that, man. I got to get my rest. Titan's always wise. He says, Ty Simpson's not the quarterback we want to be facing this week. Ty Simpson and Gunnar Stockton may be the two best quarterbacks in the SEC. Yeah, they may be. And I'll tell you, this is why you don't base a whole lot sometimes on backup duty. There are some people that think Cutter Woods should replace Lenore Sellers, because that's what opinions about Gunnar Stockton and Ty Simpson were based on, and nobody gave him a chance to be better and have an off season and all that. So John Over says Ty Simpson's going to have a field day. That's reasonable going in. Doc says coffee was one of your best, JC. Even though you yell at me, I still think you're all right. Jeez. Eddie says, "Hey fellers, there's Eddie. Welcome,
Eddie. What's up?"
Matt says poll of the day over other wins for next season at 1.5. There's 2 they could get at the end out of conference. I'll admit they're going to be pretty massive underdogs. Although the lines for some reason for Alabama has dropped from 13.5 to 11.5.
Somebody get hurt?
That's what I thought. But I don't
yeah, right. I don't know.
Rooster listened to most of coffee, but had someone wanting to talk to me while I was listening. I finally told him to leave. You need to leave.
You need to go.
Pimp on a Blip says, I shipped my dog. The Gamecocks shipped the bed. Krager says, we're scoring 38 Saturday. Dowell has flag planting problems. Clint says the difference between 2023 and this season is that the end of the season was a much easier schedule, not so much the case this year. Oh, no, Clint. No, I wasn't referencing 2023. I agree with you there. I mean, you got Jacksonville State, a bad Vanderbilt team, and a Kentucky team on its way down. Yeah. And then Clemson, who couldn't even score an offensive touchdown, in Columbia after playing on the road at A&M, a really good Missouri team. I was talking about 2022. That's what I was talking about. There were no – they made adjustments on defense in 2023, and I thought they played pretty well. Pimp on a Blimp didn't realize Carolina's playing Alabama this weekend. Chaco, why wouldn't Beamer veto or overrule the play call if it didn't work? It makes you wonder who stepped in on Satterfield play calling against Tennessee at Willie B. That was predetermined. I was told during the week that week, they're like, hey, listen, we're fixing this. And a good contact up there. And what they did was they let – look, Satterfield could get into a rhythm calling plays. The problem was he's different. He outsmarted himself. So what they did was they said, all right, in readable type, we're going to put, not yet write real small. This is the play sheet and call from the play sheet. And honest to God, at Nebraska, when Dana Holgerson took over, that's what he said. He's like, this is the play sheet, and we're calling everything on the play sheet. We're not calling anything else. That's how college football's done. And that was the problem there is the play. It was like, I don't know. It was like, it was almost like you almost envisioned him up in the press box, like thumbing through the encyclopedia or the Bible, trying to locate, here's one. So it was crazy. Richard said, I will warn the Teal chickens that if they beat us and try to plant the flag at Willie B, it's not going to work out well for them. The administration here may tell Coastal they're never playing them again. There's some people at higher places around the University of South Carolina that really don't like Coastal at all.
Right. Yeah.
Too much cash on Bama, Doc said. Why would you give Carolina less points then?
Yeah, I feel like it might have been a little high.
The other way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The defense has done enough, even when they're not having the best first halves, to keep you in this game. But there's zero complimentary football being played right now, and the result of that now and will always be losses.
Yeah.
It just, you don't have to have played, you don't have to have coached, you don't have to. You just understand that there is a flow in a game, and if one side of the ball is not holding up their end of the deal, you're probably going to lose.
Perhaps. Right. Very few 3-2 games. TD asks, is Lenore Sellers healthy? He grabs his midsection when he gets hit, and his deep balls are lacking the velo he typically has. It's been like that since he got hit against Vandy. I don't know. He doesn't have time. I haven't heard anything about him not being healthy, but he's running for his life. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It took a rough hit to the midsection against LSU. Yeah, I don't understand the desire to continue to get him beat up by being in the pocket. If he was taking a beating, running the ball downfield and getting hit in the run game, you live with it. But pocket passing things for the birds. Jacob said Bama has played 5 straight games with no bye week. Oh. Lance has got some belief, scoring 48 points this game. Latte post-game call is going to hit. He's going to call the graffiti line.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it now. It's going to make my weekend. I already know it.
And Memphis Garcia is visiting this weekend.
Yeah.
So he's a good player. He's a really, really good player down there in Tampa. Pimp says we're getting old as shit. Garcia's son's visiting this weekend. And Lauren adds, if Lenoris was injured, we'd be hearing about it. Probably so. I think Lenoris is probably frustrated, tired of running for his life. But I'll say this. I mean, the game's not in doubt. They're down 17 with about 6 minutes left. He's back there running 11 yards backward and finding a crease and darting up in there for a first down. I mean, I don't, over the summer, Beamer talked about they need to play better around him. Well, they need to coach better around him. They need to coach him in a way that makes sense. And putting him in the pocket, and then your run game is, well, if we don't take 5 guys and blow 7 guys off the ball, it has to be just right, and then we run for 4 yards or 2. Then there's no run game. It's like this. You go to a hotel. I was told you had a full service restaurant. Yeah, unless you want breakfast, there's no full service restaurant.
No, either that or it's a Taco Bell that they got down in the basement or something.
Well, good. What do you have? What do you have for breakfast? Well, we just have breakfast sandwiches. Okay. Well, what kind of bread are they on? Plain white bread, sir. Okay. Well, I'll have a bacon, egg, and cheese. We don't have bacon.
We don't do bacon. So
unless it's egg and cheese, you're not getting fed. So unless you're slamming it up the middle and able to block 7 guys with 5, And look, I'm not trying to be facetious. I like I said, I don't. It sounds like if you guys notice, I haven't said anything about Mike Shula being. I haven't said he's an idiot. I haven't said he's a moron. I haven't said he's a bad coach. I haven't said he doesn't know what he's doing. I don't have any problem. He's in a bad spot because he's just doing what he knows how to do, and that doesn't work, obviously. So. What do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at
JC and Mad Dog Mully on the game.